Hey guys, it's Cheryl from Vegan Growth. I'm here today to talk about my exercise regimen and the fact that I'm getting back into working out. I'm really excited about it. Now, I'm just letting you know really quickly that the last couple videos I've been making and will be making are on my phone because I'm having a major problem with my computer and it's not working like at all. I can turn it on, but my internet doesn't work, and something went wrong. I don't know what happened. So right now I'm making videos from my phone and uploading them from my phone. I'm not really able to do a lot of editing. So anyway, talking about my exercise regimen, like I said before, I had been struggling. I haven't worked out in a long time, and I had been struggling with the new job and my book business, and I did starting my YouTube channel. It was just kind of me trying to get used to being busy and being doing all this stuff, and I wanted to start my exercise regimen at some point, but I needed to get, my life in order first. So, I'm having my smoothie right now, and I'm trying to cut back on my sugar. So I have my green smoothies, and I do use raw, unrefined coconut sugar, but I would like to use as little as possible of the sugar, of the excess sugar as possible. So I'm trying to cut back little by little on my sugar consumption. I'm gonna try to be using bananas just basically as my sugar substitute. Now, this week I went to the gym. It's freezing outside, so I have a gym membership, and you can get like frostbite. It is so cold outside right now, and so I love having a gym membership. I personally like going to the gym more, just because I feel more motivated. There's also classes that I love going to. I fell in love during the summer with Zumba. It took a couple of classes for me to get used to it, but I just started loving it. I love dance. I danced pretty much my whole life up until the end of high school. Now, Zumba is definitely different. It's more Latin dancing, where I was used to ballet and tap and jazz. But I love it. It's fun, and then you get your exercise on and you burn a bunch of calories. I also do yoga every once in a while. They're all free classes, and I like yoga, but it doesn't get the heart racing as much as the Zumba. Zumba's more of getting the heart racing, getting your exercise workout, whereas yoga is more of working your muscles, your general all body muscles, as well as stretching. So this week I wanted to do stuff on my own, so I haven't done any classes yet. Thursday I did biking for about 40 minutes. For a lot of people it would be low to moderate, but I checked, when I was checking my heart rate, it was way up there, so I would say it was a vigorous exercise for me. And I did a mountain kind of exercise routine. So the bike would go on a harder level, and then it would go lower, and then go higher and lower. So it would give me a good amount, and that's really good to help when you're doing workouts, to go hard, then give yourself a little break. And I felt great. I had amazing sleep Thursday night, and I woke up feeling refreshed. I was kind of scared that I was going to wake up feeling tired and didn't have the energy because I had to work during the day, and then I had to pick my daughter up for gymnastics right after work, but everything went fine and I felt great. So I decided that I was going to go to the gym again Friday while my daughter was in gymnastics. And I went to the gym, and instead of doing biking, because I biked, and then the next day the only thing that was sore was my butt because sitting on the chair for the bike, it just killed my butt, my area down there. So I decided to do a less vigorous workout, and I not sitting on my butt. And I haven't been interested in running because I don't want to put a lot of pressure on my knees, and especially for people that may be overweight, I recommend that you do biking or the elliptical or something that is not really stress-bearing on your legs and your knees. So, and you know what? I'm just not a runner. Running doesn't really make me happy. I'd rather dance, I'd rather bike, swim, anything, anything really, than running. But I do walk, kind of like, so I did my biking Thursday and I did elliptical Friday, and both times afterwards I did go on the treadmill for about 10 minutes, and I walked kind of like a cool down, get my heart rate down. So I then, right after my workout, I had to get a present because my daughter had a birthday party today, and we hadn't gotten a present for her friend. So I went and went out and bought one, and it was just such a busy day. Then I had to work overnight. So I came home with the present, and after I had worked out and everything, I ate, and I fell asleep, and I slept until I had to go to work. I was so exhausted, and I ended up getting a migraine overnight. I think I just overworked myself. I knew that I wasn't able to work today, although actually I am going to go work out today because I canceled my plans. I asked my husband to take my daughter to the birthday party, and then we're celebrating all these birthdays in February. It's like everybody has birthdays. It's crazy. But his family member had a birthday that we were going to celebrate today too, and I was not feeling great. So I said, why don't you go? And it's an hour away. They live over an hour away. And I'm like, well, why don't you go by yourself? And he stayed overnight. He's going to stay overnight, and I have to work overnight tonight. So, but I'm feeling great now. I'm having my smoothies. I rested up and drank lots of water, and am having my smoothies, which gives me a burst of energy. I have a little bit of the bananas with sugar, and that kind of woke me up. And then I have my leafy greens in there, and that's going to give me the more stabilized energy and fiber as well. So I think I'm going to go, since I'm home alone basically this whole weekend. My daughter's going with, after her party, she's going with her dad, so she's going to stay there till tomorrow night. And my husband is going to be gone, staying at his mom's, and so he's going to be gone. So I'm home alone, and he ended up doing all the housework, which I woke up and I thought, I was going to be, I had laundry that needed to be folded, dishes that need to be washed, but he did it all yesterday. I think he just realized I was doing all this stuff and so busy, and he took over, and I really love him for that. So I really have nothing to do. I mean, I got laundry to do tonight. I need to wash laundry, but I can do that later, so it's not a big thing. And yeah, so I think I'm just going to go to the gym and do a light workout. I'm not going to do anything big. I'm not going to do the bike, the elliptical. I'm just going to probably go on the treadmill and walk for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Get my heart rate up a little bit, but I don't want to do too much. So, it's kind of going to be a rest day. I mean, I'm still working out, but it's a really light workout. So, but I want to keep my exercise in my life. So, going more often is just going to keep me motivated and keep me going to the gym. So, that being said, I wanted to talk to you about this book that I've been reading. It's called Healthy at 100 by John Robbins. He is a great, this book is amazing. I'm about a third to half of the way through, and it's just an amazing book. I haven't read a lot of the books that, vegans have read so far, like 80-10-10 or The Starch Solution. I would like to read those at some point, but I don't think I've seen them at the library, or maybe I just haven't seen them, but they're there, and I would like to eventually read them. But anyway, this book I got, and it's mostly vegan. It's this guy. It's the scientifically proven secrets of the world's healthiest and longest lived peoples. So they studied 3 groups of people in different areas around the world that had people that were living over 100, and it's not just a few people. It was a large population that they lived over 100 years old, and some of them they don't have birth certificates, so some of them maybe don't know their age and they say they are older than they are. So the scientists did have to kind of guess. But the big deal was the fact that these people were living at such a ripe old age, and they checked everything. They checked their heart, they checked their vision, their hearing, and everything was normal at that age. It's like they hadn't aged, and their vitality, they walk miles a day, and it's like nothing. So this book is really amazing. So I want to show it to you. It's this book, Healthy at 100 by John Robbins. How you can at any age increase your lifespan and your health span. I think the health span is the bigger issue because, I mean, if you're really old and you change your diet and your exercise, you may not increase your lifespan, but you will definitely increase your health and vitality. So I have a couple of points. There are a couple of points in this book that I wanted to look over and talk to you guys about. One of them was, so these people are living to the fullest at an old age, and they are still super healthy. Now, in these cultures, they consider it an insult compared to the Western culture where we live in. They consider an insult to be told that you are looking young or that the years have barely changed you. Sorry, I'm reading from the book, straight from the book. People there compliment others by saying, "You're looking old today," meaning that the person is wise and beautiful in their maturity. Now, in these cultures, they actually will lie about their age, saying that they're older than they really are. Compared to, in our society, we would rather be younger, and we would rather look younger. We would rather have a glowy face. We want to live in our 20s. We want to always look like we're in our 20s. But they exaggerate their age, and it gives them a greater standing in their culture. The young people look up to the older and wise adults, and it just, to them, they're wise and beautiful in their maturity, and I think that's amazing. Now, they talk about all different sorts of things, their exercise routine, the food they eat, and I'm going to go over the food they eat. So, right here, it shows the 3 different cultures and the consumption of calories from carbohydrates, fat, protein. Now, this first one, let me see. They eat a little bit more animal foods, so it's not completely vegan. This first culture is, they consume 90% from plant foods and 10% from animal foods. They have, I believe it was a fermented milk product from goat or sheep milk. And occasionally, very occasionally, they would have meat, but most of the animal foods that they got was from this fermented milk. These other 2 cultures were very similar when it came to percentage of calories from carbohydrates, fat, and protein. As you can see, carbohydrates is about 73%. From fat, it's about 15 to 17%. From protein, it's 11 and 10%. And overall, these 3 cultures, they only consume about 18 to 1900 calories a day. And these are adult males. So, and they're very, very active. The percentage from plant foods, now these 2 cultures is 99%. They rarely eat meat or milk, but on rare occasions they do, and so that consumes about 1% of their diet. Salt consumption for all 3 is very low. Sugar consumption is 0, no added sugar whatsoever. Processed food consumption is 0 for all 3, and obesity is 0 for all 3. And there was no heart disease, no high cholesterol, no high blood pressure, nothing, no diabetes. These people lived in, their lives were great, and a lot of it comes from the fact that, yes, they exercise, they walk miles a day, and to them, they're used to it. And working for them, they don't see work as work. Whereas in our culture, it's like we can't wait till Friday at the end of the week, the work week, and we're done working. We just can't wait for it. We hate going to work. But for them, they sing when they're walking. They don't consider work to be work. They're very welcoming. And these people are poor. They're poor people, but they have joy in what they have. And there is always plenty to go around. They have enough. For our standards, we would consider them poor. They don't have a Keurig. They don't have phones. They don't have nice clothing and all this stuff that we would consider ourselves to be wealthy, or even, even the middle class or lower class. They have something. They have much more than these people do. But they are, to our standards, considered very poor. Now, they also did one other culture, and that was Okinawa, Okinawa, Japan. And that was people that have been studied for a long time, and they do have birth certificates and birth records, so they're able to have a much more, they're more scientific and more able to figure out how old these people are and all that. So they showed that they had a low percentage that they ate from meat, poultry, and eggs, and dairy. They actually had a low percentage. Only 6% came from fruit. 34% came from vegetables. 32% came from grains. 12% from soy foods. And 11% from fish. So they did have a bit of fish in their diet. But they had low meat and dairy in their diet. So these people, this book is amazing. It shows you, even though it's not completely vegan, it shows you how these people lived. Not just the food that they ate, but the way they live their lives. Just joyful all the time, joyful for what they have. And that's kind of what keeps them, it's not just their diet and exercise, but they're always happy. I mean, depression is really not, it doesn't happen in their society. You know, they may get sad if a loved one passes away. Of course, they're going to get sad, but depression is not something that is common at all in their society. They sing songs for every occasion. They whistle and hum on the way to wherever they're going. So, I mean, you guys really got to read this book. And then I also read an interesting fact. I mean, I knew about whole wheat flour versus refined white flour, but I read this, and it's basically it's this table showing the percentage of nutrients lost when whole wheat flour is refined into white flour. Now, let me show you this. Hope you guys can see it. There we go. So, protein, fiber, calcium, copper, iron, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, zinc, all those vitamin B's, folate, and vitamin E. And you can tell such a high percentage of all those are lost when you refine whole wheat flour into white flour. And most white flour is bleached as well, which is not good. So, it says the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead. And in the United States, 98% of the wheat eaten today is eaten in the form of white flour. And it's refined and processed to extend the shelf life. That is the whole thing about America, is extending the shelf life of foods. And it's leading to the obesity epidemic, unhealthy diets, and the fact is that healthy foods are more expensive than unhealthy foods, and it makes absolutely no sense because now we're putting all of our money into medical bills and going to the hospital, cancer, heart disease, high blood pressure, medicine that we now have to take to, instead of being proactive, we're being reactive in the United States, where instead of being proactive by having healthy foods, exercising, we're instead eating whatever we want, not exercising, and then once we get cancer or high blood pressure or whatever, we now are reactive and start taking medicine, and people don't even think about diet, and doctors can actually lose their license by recommending you change your diet, like go vegan, go vegetarian, whatever. They can actually lose their license. Doctors are there to give you medicine to fix the problem. Dietitians and holistic people are really the people that you want to go to. when you have, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You can fix those issues so easily with a good diet and good exercise. So that's basically my rant for today. I was trying to keep the timing low, but I ended up, ranting again. So I really am glad for those of you that watch my entire videos, and I'm sorry that they're so long. So I'm going to try and get them down to 10-15 minutes at the longest, but I just had a lot to say, and I'm just please encourage me to keep exercising. And also, one really quick thing, I've been having, if anybody has any recommendations, I've looked on YouTube and I've been trying to figure out how to edit my videos, how to add screen prompts, how to add a beginning, like an introduction, and I've tried doing it, but it hasn't been working. And I save my projects, and I know you can edit your videos on YouTube, but it just hasn't worked, and I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is, but it just hasn't been working. And I watch my videos, it says it's saved, but then I watch my videos again and nothing changed. So if anyone has any recommendations for me, I use just a Toshiba PC with Windows. If anybody knows anything that can help me out, that would be great. Or if they can help me out on YouTube, that would be great as well. So I think one problem was I was able to add a beginning introduction with my picture and some music for about 10-15 seconds, and then when I listened to it, and then when it got to my video, I couldn't hear my voice. And it's like, what the heck? And the changes were saved, but they never went onto my actual video that I published. So I don't know what the problem is. I'm not computer savvy, let me just tell you that. So I'm bringing my computer tomorrow to have my brother look at it, because he is an expert. That's his job, he takes computers apart and puts them back together. He knows everything about computers, so hopefully he can fix mine tomorrow. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, if there's anything that you want me to talk about, just let me know and put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.